Why it can seem like international law doesn't apply to Israel. John here reporting for InfoBlips LLC. International law technically applies to all states, including Israel. However, enforcement mechanisms are limited. Here are a few items to consider. International courts rely on state consent. For example, the International Criminal Court can investigate crimes, but countries can refuse jurisdiction or cooperation. The UN Security Council controls many enforcement actions. The United Nations Security Council can impose sanctions or authorize force. The United States, a permanent member, can use its veto power. The United Nations Security Council veto has frequently been used by the United States to block resolutions critical of Israel, protecting Israel from consequences for violations. Because of this political structure, enforcement of international law can be uneven, mainly with Israel, but to a lesser degree many other powerful states. Examples often cited: the 2003 Iraq War proceeded despite widespread claims it violated international law. Russia faced legal condemnation after the Russian invasion of Ukraine. But enforcement is limited to sanctions and diplomacy. In other words, international law lacks a global police force. 1. Why Israel has nuclear weapons but others in the region don't. Israel is known, some soft-touch the subject and say believed to possess nuclear weapons, however, follows a policy called nuclear ambiguity. Israel has never officially confirmed or denied having nuclear weapons. This program is believed to be centered around the Negev Nuclear Research Center near Dimona. France was or is a major partner in its creation and advancement. Israel is not a member of the Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons, NPT. The NPT system works like this. Countries without nuclear weapons agree not to develop them. Nuclear states commit to eventual disarmament and to share peaceful nuclear technology in the Middle East. Iran is a signatory and says its nuclear program is civilian. Israel never joined the treaty. So technically Israel is not violating the NPT because it never signed it. 1. Why the U.S. tries to limit other nuclear programs. The policy of the United States and some allies is based on non-proliferation strategy. Reasons often given include preventing regional nuclear arms races, concern about regime stability or conflict escalation, maintaining deterrence balance with existing nuclear powers. Critics rightfully argue this approach creates double standards because Israel's nuclear capability is tolerated. Point to ponder. Why is Israel's nuclear capability tolerated while other states face sanctions or military pressure? Supporters argue Israel's situation is unique due to its security environment. The facts maintain Israel's security environment is self-created. Israel relies on its long-standing alliance with the U.S. and their blind allegiance. The bigger reality: international law and nuclear policy are heavily shaped by power politics and alliances, not just legal rules. Many scholars describe this as the gap between law on paper and geopolitical enforcement. If you appreciate this video, please like, share, and follow and share. It will help me continue the research and the algorithm will not shadow block my videos. Leave comments on topics you want to discuss. Thank you for watching.